بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. So we've been on Thursday nights generally we seek a bit of inspiration from the lives of the Sahaba Kiram and try to um, try to instill in ourselves the a percentage of the love that they had for the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the scholars mentioned so beautifully that if all of the Sahaba Kiram were told that we'll take all your lives, all of you, will cause you death, and 1 second of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life will be prolonged, they will be ready for that. They did everything. They just wanted to. Everything was about serving the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everything was about making the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam happy, and that is why they would always say that. Oh man, anytime they had any issues, they were feeling a bit down, maybe having a little, upset over something or the other, whatever the case may be. They would just rush to the masjid to see the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam's blessed face. And that is why when Bilal stood up, radiallahu an, to call the adhan after the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam had passed away, and he would say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, and then he would say, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, and he would look in the direction of the blessed residence of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But that day when he looked, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not there. And he couldn't bear it and he cried. And that's why afterwards he came down, he said, I'm unable to do the adhan anymore. And Abu Bakr came and said, Bilal, you can't do this to us, And he said, Abu Bakr, I know you're the one who emancipated me, basically. You purchased me and then you freed me. But if you set me free for yourself, then I'll serve. But if you freed me for the sake of Allah, then allow me to go. I can't stay here. Can't stay here. The memories are too much. My beloved is not here anymore. And that's why I mentioned that it's been said that the passing of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was a separation from his beloved. A separation from his beloved. And when he was on his deathbed, he asked Aisha radiallahu anha that, what is the day that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam departed from this world? So one is there's fadilah. I think we discussed this last week, Friday. There's fadilah of passing away on the day of Friday, on the day of Jumu'ah. Inshallah, you're protected from the question in the grave. And that's why the scholars say, inshallah, all the other stages will also be easy. The Prophet ﷺ passed away on a Monday. On a Monday. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, as he was in his last stages, he asked Aisha radiallahu anha that which day was it that the Prophet ﷺ passed away? And she said it was a Monday. He was just trying to remember, and then he said, oh, today is Monday, right? He said, yes, today is Monday. And he said, I hope that I depart on this day as well. And he passed away on a Monday. There are so many similarities. And then it's mentioned that's why the scholars say the ushaq, the lovers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you see many of them passing away on Monday. Remember Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Mutara Sahib, rahimahullah, nawwarallahu marqadahu. He was one of those, everything was about the love for the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat used to sit in Khatm Bukhari and we delivered the speech on the final hadith of Bukhari, and Hazrat rahmatullahi alayhi would just be speaking about the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his love, how to attain that love, the sacrifices he gave for the ummah. That's why it was no surprise Hazrat rahmatullahi alayhi passed away a few years ago. He was in Canada, actually, far away from home. It was a Monday that he departed from this world. So there's a famous Arabic poem. I'm sure all of us have heard it time and again, and you probably know the story, the background of it. But I'm just sharing it once again to get some, inshallah, inspiration for myself and to motivate others as well. It's the couplets, Mawla ya salli wa sallim da'iman abadan ala habibika khayril khalqi kullimi amin tadhakkuri jiranin bidhi sanami mazajta dam'an jarab muqtatim bidami. The famous couplets of Imam Busiri rahimahullah. Imam Busiri rahimahullah, those famous couplets are called the what? The Qasida Burda. The Qasida, the poet of the shawl or the scarf. And the incident about it highlights the love that he had for the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So his daughter is Imam Busiri rahimahullah. He had actually become paralyzed. That's what happened. He had become paralyzed, and the doctors and physicians, everyone gave up hope of his recovery. So there, in the state of helplessness and despair, he composed this poem speaking of his love for the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the greatness of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the excellence of the Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And using this, he started asking Allah and begging Allah that I'm praising your Messenger now, oh Allah, you grant me cure, you grant me cure. And one night, it says that it was a Thursday night, with complete devotion and concentration, he recited the poem. And whilst he was reciting it, sleep overcame him. And while sleeping, he had a vision of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when a person sees the messenger in a dream, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has seen the messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he saw Allah's messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his dream. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was recited, according to reports, he was actually reciting those couplets in front of the messenger, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there, he also explained to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam of his illness. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed his blessed hand, over Imam Busiri's body. And through the barakat and the blessings of this, he found that he was cured. The next morning when he awoke, he found the same scarf or shawl on his body, which he had seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam place on his paralyzed limbs. The Prophet ﷺ passed that scarf, that shawl over his body. The next morning, he saw that same shawl next to him. And he realized that, subhanAllah, he was fully recovered. And that's why he named it the Qasida Burda, the poem of the scarf. Now, the next day, he went out for a certain necessity. He went to the marketplace and he came across this dervish, this pious person, People may not be giving much thought to this individual of his piety. But he came across this individual, and the man met him and said to him that, can you recite the qasida which you sang in praise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So Imam Busiri rahimahullah, he had composed many poems. So he said, which one? Which one? He said to him, the one that starts, Amin tadhakkuri jiranim bidi salami. So Imam Busiri rahimahullah was taken aback. Right? Because he had never read this out in public. No one knew of this poem. So he asked him, no. He said, I take an oath that no one knows about this poem. Tell me the truth. From whom did you hear about it? So the Darwish replied, I take an oath by Allah that I heard it from you last night, when in a dream you had recited it to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whereupon Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam became attentive towards you. And because of its blessings, Allah Ta'ala granted you complete cure from your ailment. So imagine the Darwish was in that blessed gathering as well. And he says is that after this, then people people became very fond of this poem. They would recite it too when they would have ailments, etc. SubhanAllah is a lovely poem. Many people recite it. The words are also amazing. It praises the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But it shows to us that these were lovers. These were lovers of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That their love, the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, made such events unfold for them. It was important for us too as well that we develop that love for the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So one of the things our shuyukh would always tell us, that Durood Sharif, Salat and Salam in abundance. One is the 40 Durood, which are from the Ahadith. We try to recite that. We try to recite that daily, if not at least on Fridays, Thursday night, Fridays. Then we have a set amount. As Maulana Salim Sahib, Dawat Barakatum, always tells us that at least 300 times. 300 times Salat and Salam upon the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam daily. And then when it comes to Friday, increase. But set a target. Set a target. We discussed this last week as well. On Fridays, we are expected to increase in our Salat and Salam. So set a target and let us try to reach that target. This is the last Friday, Thursday night and Friday of the blessed month of Ramadan. May Allah Ta'ala grant us life and health that we will see many, 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 many more Ramadans. We, our spouses, our parents, our siblings, our family members, inshallah, we'll live to see many, many, many more. But Let's all utilize this one here. Let's utilize the one that we have in front of us and remember each other in our du'as as well. Remember the ummah in our du'as and try to do a lot of durood. One thing that we can do. I mean, and durood you can sit down and say. That's why Hazrat Maulana Salim Sahib also says that you can start with durood Ibrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. We read one, two, or three because that is the most afdal, that's the most superior of the durood. Then after that, you can say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, wa Sallallahu Alaihi Nabi. Anything like that, one of those shorter duroods. And then after 10, 15, read another durood Ibrahim. Then again, another 10, 15, durood Ibrahim. In that way, you'll get 100 in quick time. Then you'll get 200. And then that love will develop within you that you just want to read it and read it and read it. And one of the things, that's why you see Muslim psychologists, and it's something that I also recommend individuals who are feeling anxiety or undergoing any type of issues, psychological issues, read the root. The root has a soothing effect. It's something you can't explain it. But it's a soothing effect that comes with it. And inshallah, there's lots and lots of barakat. May Allah Ta'ala grant us the tawfiq and understanding. Subhanallah, bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.